Good morning, everyone. The professor here from Professor's Workshop. I wanted to have a little intro to my next video to explain what's going on. The video itself does explain a bit of it, but through the magic of the internet, we are going to stop posting videos in sequence on the reconstruction of my engine, which is the last one you would have seen. And we're going to move on to a new section, and it'll become obvious as to why as soon as you see the rest of this video. I kind of screwed up a bit. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and then following this video, what I'm going to do is rebuild my engine again. And this time I'm going to try to get a lot more close-ups of it and do some more explanations of why I'm doing things. The last time it was difficult to do that because when you take apart an engine and then you try to rebuild it, what happens is you're always missing bolts and nuts and stuff like that, and you have to clean everything as you go. This time everything is already done because it's the second time I'm rebuilding it. The question to why, or the answer to why that is, will be shown if you watch the rest of this video. Hope you like it. If you do, please hit the like button. Thank you. Talk to you soon. I thought I might make a video entitled "Don't Be an Idiot Like Me When You're Rebuilding an Engine." So yesterday I was down here on the boat. I have the engine fully installed. Everything, I was literally closing everything up. I had shifted it into gear. I had, run the engine probably close to an hour in total. And then all of a sudden, I had a problem. So, I'm going to explain it to you, but basically the problem is that I have either blown a head gasket, cracked the head, or the worst case scenario would be I cracked the block. How did I do this? It overheated. How did it overheat? Well, when I hooked all the instruments back up, I'll turn it around and take a look. The tachometer wasn't working at first, but I fixed that because it was a loose wire on the alternator. My voltmeter was working fine. It probably still is. My temperature gauge was not working, and my old pressure gauge was not working. I didn't seem to think this was a big problem. It turned out it's a huge problem. Anyway, the engine overheated, and right now you can see the state of the engine. I already started taking it apart again. You can see down in the bilge there's all kinds of nice gunky crap down there to clean up all over again. I'll show you the side of the engine. I took the exhaust riser off already. I stuffed a rag in there to keep the oily water from coming out. The fuzz is just the fiberglass from the exhaust lagging. But let's go around the side. I'll show you what I noticed first off is that all this lovely oil water mixture was coming out from the air intake. So there's only one way that can happen, and that means that it's basically blown a head gasket. I am going to this morning get it ready to come out again. The only good thing about this is I've already done it once, so I kind of know what I'm doing. You can see there's more oily water. I put some of the absorbent rags down in there to soak it up. I'm going to spend the next little while, turn you around here, I'm going to spend the next hour or two getting the engine ready. I'm going to take it off its mounts again, bring the plywood in that we slided up, and everything is scheduled for removal tomorrow morning. Now, that's the bad news. What's the good news? The good news is that, number one, I've done all this before, only a couple weeks ago. You have to stay positive when things like this happen, and I'm trying very hard to do that. Yeah, so I've done all this a couple of weeks ago. And the engine that I'm going to be taking apart, I took apart a couple of weeks ago. So everything should be really easy to take apart. And I know where everything goes now. So I'm going to bring it into my garage. I'm going to tear it down. I'm going to make videos of the tear down so we can see what the damage is. And hopefully we'll find out what it is. I'm praying that it's only a head gasket because I have an extra head gasket. I also have so it's one of three things. It's either a blown head gasket, a cracked head and blown head gasket, and the worst thing would be a cracked block. Now, as you know, I have two other engines, and I have two other blocks that could be refurbished. That would take the longest time because I'd have to go buy the cylinder sleeves and put them in and take it back to the shop and get it cleaned and machined and all that. You know, it's only money. It'd be about $1,000 to do that. If it's only the head, I have a head at home that's totally rebuilt. If it's only the head gasket, then I only just have to take this apart, clean up all the oil and all that stuff, rebed everything, put new gaskets in and put it back together. And I have most of those gaskets. So that shouldn't be a big deal. We will wait and see. I'll show you a video when we're ready to haul it out, but for the next couple hours I'm going to be busy trying to get this ready for tomorrow morning. All right, talk to you in a minute.